WVU Coliseum Sunday, February 18th, as the wrestling team for WVU takes on Glenville State and the West Virginia gymnastics team takes on Denver and Iowa State. Both happening simultaneously here at the WVU Coliseum Sunday, February 18th. Bends and twists and flips and sequence. They'll have sequence.
The gymnast will.
I don't know, Tony. You and I might too. Just add a Papa Sparkle.
Wow. I didn't see that coming.
The wardrobe may change. So for West Virginia, Jake Blumer goes in place of Brody Conley. And Peyton Mooco out of West Allis, Wisconsin, the Milwaukee suburb. 6 of his 7 wins this year by bonus points. Two-time Wisconsin state champion. Mooco, an All-American last year in this weight class at number 8. Speaking of gymnastics, he was a gymnast up until his 8th grade year.
Yeah, I mean, ooh, that was a nice shot. Caught Mooco stepping in. Mooco went to, looked like he was going to, hit him up high, right? Kind of reached collar tie, and I think Blumer was surprised he got in as deep as he did. I don't think he was expecting that. And now we look like we're going to get another stalemate.
So how does Blumer get rid of this shot?
Well, I mean, you're trying to keep your feet clean as you go through, right? So Mooco is so beaten on that. He just reaches over the top and grabs him by the ankles, and then you get into that sort of twist and roll and that kind of that funk stuff. So
apologize to the Blumer family. I called him Jake earlier. This is Jack Blumer. Jack's the Titanic guy. Jake is the State Farm guy. So the folks at home know.
Appreciate you straightening that out for us. I'm sure they are too. I mean, again, not a terrible shot in there, trying to make some space. Mooco does a nice job of just shutting it down.
And a big spot for Blumer here too, knowing you're going against the number 4 ranked wrestler in the country, Big 12 runner-up each of the last 2 seasons. Mooco, one of the winningest guys on this Missouri roster, in a roster of heavy hitters, 88 career victories for Peyton Mooco. Blumer tries to roll through the shot. Mooco rolls right back.
So that was a heck of a shot by Mooco. I mean, that was pretty sweet. He's having a tough time finishing. Blumer does a nice job of again grabbing an ankle and rolling. So what happens a lot of times, it's different from back when I was a kid, right? I mean, it was different from back in the old days. Is if you were beating that bad on a shot, there's a pretty good chance you're giving up a takedown. But now, with the way wrestling has changed a lot, it's the sort of the Ben Askren-ish, speaking of Missouri influences, when those shots are taken and you're beaten, they're automatically trying to grab your ankle on the backside, which now creates these scramble situations. And both guys are just so much better in those situations than they used to be. Defending also, but also on the offensive side. We're gonna get a warning for stalling. So here's the part. Blumer's backing up, and I get that part of it. He's taking some good shots, right? But I think he sort of heard it from the bench, a warning for stalling maybe. Blumer's got to stay in there a little bit closer and stay fighting. You can't slide out quite that much.
West Virginia had to go pretty far down their depth chart at 174 last time out.
Position. This looks like more like yoga. So
downward facing dog. They both crashed to the ground, but to finish that thought really quickly, with Brody Conley and Jack Blumer unavailable.
They're both chuckling at that, as a matter of fact.
Right. With Conley and Blumer unavailable, Luke Eschenheimer got the nod for West Virginia against Oklahoma State, but now it's Blumer. Conley has been battling some injury issues. Thought we may see him tonight, but not the case.
Yeah, I was hoping so too. Blumer's doing a nice job. I mean, it's only 1-0, right? I mean, he's been wrestling a pretty decent match. Now he's got to be a little careful of that this backing up part. So he does a nice job with that shot.
About 80% of the way into a double. Looked like he settled for the single.
Well, he took that low single, got his head on the inside. Mooco's on his head, so there's a potential danger situation. Usually the issue is keep your head up, right? Keep your head up. The guy whose head's up usually has a better chance.
Blumer trying to work from this angle, and Mooco not able to keep his bottom off the ground. Now
he's got that
takedown.
That's why I said that who's ever got their head up usually has a better option in that situation. Why? Because, I mean, just physics, right? Your center of gravity is a little lower. You can twist and turn. You can do some things a little bit better than when your head's down and your butt's up in the air. And he does a nice job of winning that battle. That was a good fight through it. Mooco wins the battle and gets the takedown.
Seen a lot of good battles tonight, Tony. Tech fall from Noah Certain. Cade Moore with a pin. Jordan Titus, the double overtime win. Epic battle between Keegan O'Toole and Peyton Hall. Ty Waters and Brock Mahler with wins for West Virginia and Missouri, respectively, tonight. We'll go to the third period. Peyton Mooco leading 4-0. Give credit to Jack Blumer going up against the number 4 ranked wrestler in the country, making him earn this win.
Well, he's keeping it close so far, so we'll see what happens in the third period. Third period separates a lot of things, right? You're tired, you've been wrestling for 5 minutes, and you start to get a little worn down. And the issue then is, do I keep finding it inside me to stay in technically good position, keep fighting through things? So a lot of times what happens is with that scramble that we saw in terms of giving up, that the scramble's not as intensive, right? And somebody starts to back away a little bit, and the other person starts to dominate a little bit more. You'd expect Mooco to be doing that because being ranked 4, he'd been in that position a little bit more often. But this is what Blumer has the opportunity to do.
Being ranked 4th, you expect Mooco to be able to pace himself a little better, and I think that kind of goes with what you were saying.
Well, and, you know, pace is a certain thing. Some of it depends on how much the other guy is, the style matchups and things along those lines.
Right. Leaving something in the tank in that third period.
You have to figure that part of it out, but a lot of times if you're not expending a certain amount of energy prior to the third period, by the time you get there, your match is over, right?
Yeah.
So now you're down by 12 to 13, 10 points or something like that.
Mooco over a minute in riding time, as you see.
Oh, come on.
Now the shoulder of Jack Blumer was on the mat. Thought we might get some near fall points there.
We got 2 1 counts with no 2 counts. So I said because Blumer has done such a great job, and it seemed like such a lazy spot to be in, and he allows Mooco to tilt him. Almost gives up a near fall. Mooco doing a good job on top, though. He's got about 1:40 riding time. He's going to cut Blumer loose with 40 seconds left in the match. He's got to see if he can split the score a little bit, right? To see if he's got an opportunity for bonus points, things along those lines.
30 seconds. Mooco's got to hurry.
So Blumer's got to stay down. He's sort of standing up when Mooco stands up, which is a bad idea. Because what Mooco's trying to do is time that a little bit so that he knows he's going to make that shot. As opposed to, geez. As opposed to Blumer doing the same thing and timing Mooco on that, right? But you got to stay down. You have to stay down. So there's a shot
for Blumer. Takedown is the only thing that extends this match. 5 seconds. Blumer rolls. Mooco rolls him through. And that is what's going to keep Peyton Mooco a winner in this one. He's 8-1 after a 5-1 win against Jack Blumer.